The dress hung on the closet door for 3 days after she left. I couldn't put it away, couldn't touch it. Every time I passed the bedroom, I'd catch that deep blue fabric catching the light and feel my stomach tighten. My husband noticed. "You haven't worn it," he said on the second night, watching me from the bed. I'm waiting for the right occasion. He nodded, but his eyes lingered on the dress a moment too long. Then he turned over and slept. I'd known Meera for 5 years. Married into her life the way you marry into any family, slowly, carefully, learning which questions not to ask. She was the sister who called too often, visited without warning, laughed too loud at dinner. The kind of person who filled a room until you realized later you hadn't said a word. When she came over that afternoon, I was glad for the company. She spotted the dress before she got through the doorway. "Whose is that?" David brought it back from Berlin. I watched her walk toward it, her hand reaching out before she asked permission. "It's beautiful, isn't it? Can I try it?" She was already lifting it off the hanger. Her eyes had that shine children get before Christmas. Of course. She changed in the bathroom while I made tea. When she came out, she was laughing. "I can't believe this is real. I can only dream of having a dress like this." She turned toward the full-length mirror in the hallway. I watched her reflection, watched her see herself. For a moment, nothing. Then her face changed. It wasn't gradual. It was like watching someone remember they were drowning. Her mouth opened, but no sound came. Her hands flew to her shoulders, clawing at the straps. "Take it off." Her voice was thin. "Meera, take it off me. Take it off." She was pulling at the fabric, twisting, her breath coming in short, wet gasps. I set the teacup down and crossed to her, my hands finding the zipper, pulling it down as she writhed away from her own reflection. The dress pulled at her feet. She stood there in her underwear, shaking her arms wrapped around herself. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I'm sorry. I don't know, I'm sorry." She dressed in her own clothes without looking at me, left without another word. I stood in the hallway holding the dress, listening to her car start, then fade. David came home at 7. I told him Meera had visited. I told her she'd tried on the dress. I didn't tell him the rest. "Why'd she leave so fast?" Said she had plans. He looked at the dress, back on its hanger, nodded. Something passed behind his eyes, quick as a fish breaking surface, then gone. On the third day, Meera called. "Can I come over? I need to talk to you. Alone." She sat on the edge of the couch, where she always sat, held the tea I gave her without drinking it. "I need you to get rid of the dress." "Meera, please, just listen." She stared at the steam rising from her cup. "When I was 7, my mother had a dress. Blue, silk. She wore it to parties, to dinners. My father loved that dress." She paused. "He loved her in that dress. I waited. One night she wore it somewhere. I don't know where. When she came home, he was waiting. I heard them from my room. He was asking where she'd been. She was crying. The next morning, the dress was torn. She never wore it again." She looked at me then. Her eyes were dry, but something behind them was raw, exposed. I'd forgotten that dress, completely forgotten, until I saw myself in the mirror wearing yours. Same color, same fabric, same. She stopped, pressed her lips together. "David doesn't know," she said, who was 4. "He slept through everything. I never told him. I never told anyone." The room was very quiet. "He's not our father," she said. "I know that. I know David is different. But if he sees me in that dress, if he ever sees it and remembers, I don't want him to remember. I don't want him to look at me and see what I saw." She set the cup down. "Get rid of it. Please, sell it. Donate it. Burn it. I don't care. Just don't let him see it again. And don't tell him I asked." I should have said something. Should have touched her hand, promised her it would be okay. Instead, I just nodded. She left. That night, I took the dress off the hanger, folded it carefully, put it in a bag at the back of my closet, behind my winter coats, where David never looked. I still don't know if I'll get rid of it. I only know that now when I look at my husband, I see 2 children in a house I never lived in, one who remembers, one who doesn't. And I have to decide which one I'm protecting.